Most men are trapped in harmful misconceptions about male attractiveness. Society bombards you with distorted beliefs. You must constantly chase women, splurge money on gifts, offer empty compliments, and even pretend to become someone entirely different. Then you become frustrated and disappointed when she shows indifference, coldness, or when the relationship gradually hits a dead end. All your efforts become meaningless. Perhaps it's time to break free from these chains of prejudice, listen to the voice deep within your heart, and discover the true secret of allure. Forget everything you've been taught about dating. It's not about expensive gifts or looking like a model from a magazine. What truly attracts women is your emotional strength, your ability to remain calm, balanced, and steadfast. Trust me, if you don't get this right, no witty remark or confidence trick can help you. Even they might harm your chances. You might think of dating as a game where you must exert yourself to conquer and gain the other person's attention. But the harder you try, the more lost you become, and she senses it. Women have a sixth sense. They easily detect insincerity, and all your efforts to put on a show only push her further away. The good news is that you can completely change. Let go of outdated thinking, focus on mastering yourself, and cultivate inner strength. When you truly understand who you are and are confident in your own value, your attraction will radiate naturally, powerfully, and irresistibly. There is an obvious truth that few dare to admit. Women do not crave to be chased. They desire to be attracted. The moment you stop chasing, stop trying to prove yourself, is when she notices the difference. Curiosity and interest ignite within her, and more importantly, she begins to crave you because you possess something that 99% of other men lack: self-mastery. Forget the empty pickup tricks. This video will reveal 5 unique strategies to win her heart using your inner strength based on the profound philosophies of Stoicism. Instead of using mediocre flirtation tactics, join me in discovering the secret to becoming a confident, strong man who naturally and sustainably captivates her. Rule 1. The push and pull strategy. Imagine you're enjoying a delicious meal. If it only has one flavor, whether sweet or salty, you'll quickly become bored. But if it has a harmonious combination of sour, spicy, salty, and sweet, you'll want to keep eating it endlessly. Love is the same way. If you're always hot and active, constantly caring, attentive, and available 24/7, she will gradually become accustomed to your presence and take it for granted. However, if you know how to be hot and cold at the right moments, sometimes warm and caring, other times distant and indifferent, you'll spark her curiosity and keep her intrigued, always wanting to pursue you. However, being hot and cold is a subtle art that requires skill and balance. If you're too cold, she will think you don't care about her and give up. On the other hand, if you're too hot, you'll lose your value in her eyes. I used to be a dreamy young man who believed in empty advice like, treat her well, buy her gifts, and she will love you. I used to cling to the girls I liked, always trying to please them, always fearing losing them. What was the result? I was always the loser in the love game. It took me a long time to realize my mistake. The mistake wasn't in my actions, but in the psychology behind those actions. I was too needy for them, too eager to gain their love, to the point of losing myself. Then I came across the saying, "If you ignore her, she will chase you." At first I was skeptical, even opposed. How could you win over a girl by ignoring her? But then, when I delved deeper into women's psychology, I truly understood the meaning of this saying. It's not simply a trick, but a profound philosophy about attraction between men and women. Women, by their biological instincts, are always attracted to men who display confidence, decisiveness, and dominance. They want a man who has choices, who is independent, and who doesn't need anyone. Conversely, men who show neediness, dependence, or lack confidence are often perceived as less attractive. This needness can manifest in many actions, from obvious ones like excessive calling, extreme jealousy, to subtle signs like always being the one to initiate texting, always being ready to be there whenever she needs, or always trying to please her. All these actions, whether intentional or not, send a message. I need you. And this message is the enemy of attraction. Ignoring her in this context doesn't mean completely neglecting her, but knowing how to restrain your neediness. Show her that you have a rich personal life, that you have your own interests, and that you don't depend on anyone. Being hot and cold is like a tango dance of love, moving forward and backward, sometimes close and sometimes distant, making the other person mesmerized by your steps. But, my friend, does Stoic philosophy teach us to become a bad boy with a cold heart, solely obsessed with conquering and manipulating? Stoicism is about understanding yourself, mastering your emotions, and living fully in the present. Therefore, instead of immersing yourself in the love game, use that energy to cultivate your inner self and nurture your soul. When that happens, being hot means sincerely sharing, caring, and being a warm flame that warms your beloved's heart. Being cold means having enough clarity to give both of you personal space, to reflect inwardly, and to love yourself before loving someone else. As Seneca once said, "He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing." Remember, my friend, true love is not a game of chase and pursuit, but a harmony between two free and independent souls. Therefore, live like a mighty tree, standing firm amidst storms and tempests. Then, one day, the swallow will find its way, building its warm nest on your branches. Rule 2. Don't always be available. Women don't naturally withdraw without reason. It's due to an imbalance of power. When she feels she has control over everything in the relationship, the attraction gradually fades. This isn't a conscious decision on her part, but rather a natural reaction. If you're always available, she will start to take you for granted. You need to realize that your value diminishes when you become too easygoing and predictable. When you're a hard-to-get fish, you create that very attraction and allure. You become someone they have to make an effort to understand and appreciate, rather than someone who's always just a call or message away. Consider this example. Have you ever seen someone spend all their time and energy pursuing the person they like? They constantly text, call, and even plan everything just to make an impression. However, what often happens is that the pursued person feels pressured. Their personal space is invaded, and they gradually lose interest. This doesn't happen because they lack feelings, but because they no longer feel the need to make an effort to win the other person over. Everything has become too easy and readily available. There are no challenges left to continue exploring. If you're always texting or calling them, you're showing that you have no goals or ideals in life. You leave no space for them to miss you. Just like eating a repetitive meal, you'll soon get bored. This also applies to people. When you're always available, there's no opportunity for them to feel your absence. The human brain always craves things that are not easily attainable. People always want what is highly valued. When you're not always available, you awaken their curiosity and make them wonder about you. Excessive texting or calling shows that you're desperate, and that's not attractive at all. Remember, people are attracted to things that are slightly out of reach. Your absence makes them wonder what you're doing, and that's when they start to miss your laughter, conversations, and enjoyable moments. Stop contacting them too much. This isn't about ignoring them or playing psychological games, but about showing that you have your own life and they're not the center of your universe. Give them space to breathe. The void will be filled with thoughts about you, and that's when they start to miss you. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true freedom comes from mastering ourselves and controlling our emotions. So don't let the fear of loneliness or the fear of being forgotten control you. Constantly texting and calling not only makes you boring, but also diminishes your value in the other person's eyes. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "Do not seek to have everything happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, and you will make your life a peaceful one." Instead of being glued to your phone, focus on your own life, pursue your passions, train your body, read books, meet friends. When you live a rich life, your irresistible attraction will naturally radiate. Let her see that you are an independent man with goals and ideals. Your timely absence will spark curiosity, making her cherish the moments spent with you even more. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Your happiness does not depend on whether she texts you back or not. Value yourself, love yourself, and you will find that true love is not about possession, but about freedom." Rule 3. Make them always want more. Every conversation or interaction you have with them should leave a sense of anticipation for the next time. This requires you to have the ability to recognize the right moment to end the conversation when it's at its peak, rather than letting everything become boring or dragging on meaninglessly. It's not about talking a lot or prolonging the time, but about the quality of each moment you create. Stoic philosophy emphasizes self-mastery and acting with careful consideration. When you leave at a climax, you not only create a memorable experience, but also practice restraint, a crucial quality of a Stoic. Instead of being swept away by the emotion of wanting to prolong the conversation out of fear of losing the connection, you confidently stop while everything is still at its peak, understanding that anticipation is part of what makes the upcoming moments valuable. You become like a good book, with each chapter ending on a cliffhanger, making them eager to explore the next part. Instead of extending a date until you run out of topics or energy, stop while the atmosphere is still inspiring. This not only makes them excited to meet you again, but also helps you maintain a strong, steady, and memorable image in their minds. By mastering the art of making them always want more, you not only ensure that you're not taken for granted, but also demonstrate your self-worth by steadfastly adhering to your principles. Your presence is no longer taken for granted, but becomes a precious joy they always look forward to experiencing. When done sincerely and thoughtfully, this will make you not just a beautiful memory, but also someone they always long to meet again. Rule 4. Make her jealous of you. Jealousy, if likened to a spice, can be seen as a fiery seasoning in love. It's a small flame that, when properly ignited and controlled, can ignite intense attraction, making the love more passionate and fervent. However, like any fire, it needs to be carefully managed. Otherwise, it can easily flare up and burn everything down. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This is especially true for the feeling of jealousy. Instead of letting this emotion dominate and cloud your judgment, learn to transform it into a clever tool to evoke emotions and maintain attraction in the relationship. Jealousy is not always an enemy. Sometimes it is proof that love is alive and strong. Let her feel that you are someone special, admired and sought after by many. However, do not turn that attention into something excessive that hurts her or causes her to doubt your feelings. A bit of ambiguity, such as posting happy photos with friends on social media, or sharing a casual story about an interesting encounter, is enough to plant a healthy sense of jealousy in her heart. This feeling makes her recognize your value, appreciate the current relationship more, and miss you when you're not around. But the most important thing is balance. The key to using jealousy as a spice does not lie in manipulation or tricks, but in subtlety and sincerity. Do not turn yourself into a shameless flirt, losing trust and respect from the person you love. Remember, when jealousy goes beyond limits, it ceases to be a catalyst and becomes a potential danger, destroying both parties. True love always needs to be nurtured with trust, respect, and sincerity. Jealousy should only be a little seasoning, adding more interest and richness to the love. In the end, love wisely so that all emotions, whether jealousy, longing, or passion, become the threads that bind two hearts together rather than tearing them apart. Rule 5. Don't rush to reply to messages. Have you ever found yourself constantly checking your phone, hoping for a message from someone special, only to realize that they seem indifferent or don't give you the attention you expect? That hollow feeling not only leads to disappointment, but also makes you question whether you're placing too many expectations on a relationship that the other person doesn't value. Consider this: if they only send an emoji or a brief message like hello, and you immediately respond every time, you inadvertently send the message that you're always ready and waiting for them. Unintentionally, you're diminishing your own value in their eyes. Humans, by nature, often don't appreciate what is easily attainable. Immediate, unhesitant responses can make them feel that you have nothing else besides waiting for their attention. Instead, try slowing down your pace. When they send a casual message, don't rush to reply right away. Take your time. not to play psychological games or appear distant, but to assert that you have a busy, meaningful life with goals that are more important than sitting around waiting for a message. This not only demonstrates your self-control, but also makes them work harder to earn your attention. Not responding immediately doesn't mean you're being indifferent. It's a subtle way to maintain balance in the relationship. Let them realize that your attention and time are precious gifts, not something to be taken for granted. When they see that you don't place them at the center of your universe, they'll start to become curious and interested in you more. Ultimately, remember that your value isn't dependent on waiting or how you respond to messages. Your worth comes from how you respect yourself. Live a meaningful life and keep moving forward, whether they're there or not. Confidence and calmness in managing your emotions and actions will be your greatest attraction, making them think about you even more. Rule 6. Listen genuinely. In any relationship, understanding and the ability to listen are not just basic skills, but the solid foundation that helps maintain a long-lasting and meaningful bond. Listening is not merely about hearing what the other person is saying, but also about sensing what they haven't said, reading the emotions behind their words. When you truly listen and empathize with what the other person is going through, you not only play the role of a partner, but also become a confidant, a place where they find comfort and trust. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of listening through Epictetus' famous saying, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This teaching reminds us that sometimes understanding doesn't come from what we say, but from how we are willing to remain silent and listen fully. In a relationship, listening is not just to understand the other person, but also a way to show respect and appreciation for them. Remember, in every conversation, it's not just about you sharing. Give space and time for the other person to express their thoughts and feelings. Don't just focus on explaining your own perspective or finding ways to solve problems immediately. For instance, when you see that the other person looks tired after a long day at work, instead of rushing to give advice or make judgments, gently ask, "How was your day?" Sometimes, simply listening sincerely, without interrupting or judging, can help them feel comforted and that their emotions are important. Stoic philosophy teaches us that although we cannot control the thoughts or actions of others, we always have the right to control how we respond and behave. When you listen calmly, without judgment or imposition, you create a safe space where the other person can open up without fear of criticism. This not only helps build trust, but also increases mutual respect, creating a relationship based on deep understanding rather than superficial conversations. The ability to listen and understand not only improves the relationship, but also provides an opportunity for both individuals to grow. When you practice selfless listening and understanding without imposing, you contribute to building a more sustainable and healthy relationship. At the same time, you develop your own confidence, patience, and empathy. This is the key for both of you to grow together, not just as a couple, but as complete individuals. Ultimately, the power of understanding and listening lies in the fact that it doesn't require grand gestures or flowery words. It's about genuine presence, caring about the small details in the other person's life. In this way, love becomes not just a fleeting emotion, but a strong bond that connects two hearts, helping both overcome all of life's challenges together. Rule 7. Exhibit charm and confidence. Charm and confidence are two powerful qualities that make anyone pay attention, become enamored, and crave your presence, even when you're not around. However, charm and confidence do not come from boasting or trying to overshadow others. They stem from being comfortable with who you are and being sincere in how you present yourself. It's not about attracting every eye by becoming the center of attention, but about the ability to create a positive space where others feel at ease and inspired when they're near you. Natural confidence allows you to radiate a glow that makes others not only feel comfortable but also clearly sense your absence when you're not there. This isn't about deliberate showmanship, but about a deep belief in your own value and abilities, without needing constant validation from others. A confident person does not let insecurities or doubts take over, but uses calmness to manage all interactions and behaviors in life effectively. Charm is not just about how you speak or your sense of humor. It also lies in the ability to make others feel appreciated and understood. When someone leaves a conversation with you, they should feel positive and uplifted, as if they've just experienced something valuable and memorable. This requires sincerity, the ability to listen, and deep empathy, so that each interaction leaves others with positive emotions and experiences. Meanwhile, confidence is clearly displayed through body language, how you face challenges, and your ability to step out of your comfort zone. An upright posture, steady gaze, and relaxed gestures are the most obvious signs of confidence. Moreover, the way you calmly handle challenges and do not let difficulties disrupt your balance is a testament to your inner strength. Additionally, being willing to try new things, even at risk, shows that you are not afraid to step out of your comfort zone to grow. When you combine charm and confidence, you create an irresistible attraction that leaves a lasting impression on those around you. Your ease and self-assurance make you someone others are not only attracted to, but also want to be near. Especially, even when you're not present, your presence leaves a noticeable void, like a beautiful piece of music abruptly stopping, making them continuously look forward to the next time they can be with you. Ultimately, charm and confidence are not things that need to be forced or deliberately created. They come from living true to your nature, loving yourself, and valuing the contributions you bring. When you master this, you not only attract all eyes, but also leave indelible marks in the hearts of others. As you can see, the art of charm does not lie in cheap tricks, but in the journey of self-improvement and achieving inner freedom. When you live true to your values, remain steadfast in your goals, and stay calm amidst changes, your allure will naturally radiate in a powerful and sustainable way. Remember that Stoic philosophy is not a tool to manipulate others, but a path to personal growth and true happiness. Wishing you success on your journey to winning hearts with wisdom, courage, and a Stoic soul.